I really just got to be honest with you that I'm actually still recording on my GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition gameplay at this time, but I do want to get some reactions down to try actually stave off from the gameplay recording, because I do want to get into current stuff such as gaming and current affairs, because it does make sense that I actually have to look around and know how to get my eyes open. Look, I'm not a political guy. I am just a gamer. I'm a casual piece of shit. And I am just someone who just likes to see a combination of both sides of the political spectrum play out okay. So, I'm not an American per se, but if you call me a political moderate, that's much accurate. Anyway, I'm not going to be talking too much about that because politics is not the center of my channel. Casual living and common sense is, basically. Anyway, we are going to get right down into it because I like to react to stuff. So, we are on cue for just a couple of videos, so yeah.
Yo, what's up
This is, by the way, GTA 6 Trailer 3 breakdown, which, okay, makes sense.
everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Man, today we've got a wild mix of GTA news and some seriously exciting predictions to break down.
By the way, this might be AI, the voicing, which I don't like, but still, okay, fine.
Talking Rockstar Silence, GTA 6 Trailer 3, pre-orders, prices, release dates, and even the craziest thing you probably didn't expect, a real-life GTA history class at a university. You heard that right, people are actually going to be studying GTA in school. Let's unpack all of this, because trust me, it's...
What? What? No. Now that's just weird. On January 2026, students at the University of Tennessee will attend the world's first Grand Theft Auto college history class? No. First off, how can that be true? How is there any college history in relation to Grand Theft Auto universes? Seriously, I don't want to believe this is true.
It's going to blow your mind. The first ever GTA history class. So let's kick things off with something that feels unreal but is 100% legit. The University of Tennessee is launching the world's first GTA history class on January 2026. Imagine sitting in a lecture hall and instead of flipping through boring history books, you're firing up GTA Vice City or GT San Andreas as part of your coursework. But here's the genius part. This class isn't just about playing games. It's about using GTA as a lens to study American history. The idea is that the GTA series, from the 80s, inspired neon vibes of Vice City to the modern chaos of Los Santos.
Oh, by the way, I think, I don't know what the heck I don't know if that's a real gameplay reveal right there, because whatever.
Mirrors real-life social, political,
That's not GTA 6.
and cultural changes in America since 1980. Think about it. GTA has always been a reflection of its time. Vice City screams...
I think that's Watch Dogs. It's just modded to whatever.
Its neon lights and Scarface-inspired storylines. San Andreas dove into the 90s with themes of gang culture, hip-hop, and corruption. GTA V mirrored post-9/11 paranoia, immigration struggles, and the American dream. And GTA 5 was all about modern capitalism, social media, and greed. This new class will literally break all that down academically. So yeah, while most of us play GTA to rob banks or drive tanks through traffic, students will now be writing essays on it. That's crazy, but it also shows how big...
Yeah, no, I don't want to believe it, but okay.
GTA
Sure.
Culturally, it's not just a game anymore, it's history. The painful...
Yeah, the problem with that is, oh boy, I don't know who's actually writing the script, but even if it's AI voice, someone is still writing the script. Either the script is written by someone or AI actually wrote it. I don't know. So this is crazy shit. This is absolutely crazy shit, insane.
Let's talk about the silence. You know that painful moment after Rockstar drops a trailer? We're living through that right now. It's been over 137 days since Trailer 2 dropped and completely broke the internet. And since then, nothing. No screenshots, no teaser tweets, not even look. We added another palm tree to Vice City type of update. Just pure radio silence. But here's the thing. That's classic Rockstar. They've been doing this for decades. They drop something huge, vanish into the shadows, and
Wait a minute. Is this actual gameplay? Is this actual gameplay, bro? What the hell is this? I can't wait to see the price of GTA 6. Well, GTA 6 is going to be a wild one. It's going to have a wild pricing.
And months later they come back with something that completely melts the internet. It's annoying, it's brutal, but it's also part of their hype cycle. They thrive on mystery, and we're all addicted to refreshing their socials like maniacs waiting for that next drop. GTA 6 Trailer 3, when's it dropping? So the big question is, when do we actually get Trailer 3? Honestly, nobody knows. Not me, not you, not your friend's uncle who swears he works at Rockstar. But the rumor mill is pointing heavily toward December 2025 or January 2026. And honestly, that makes sense. December is the holiday season. People are at home, scrolling on their phones, bored, looking for something to get hyped about. What
Yeah.
better time for Rockstar to drop a trailer and completely dominate
This is Watch Dogs, I think. The gameplay that we're seeing here is Watch Dogs, not GTA 6. Whatever.
the internet? It's the perfect storm. But then again, this is Rockstar. These guys love chaos. For all we know, they'll drop it on a random Tuesday at 2 p.m. just to mess with our productivity. That's the Rockstar way. Pre-orders. The real money game. Now here's something that's basically guaranteed. If Trailer 3 drops in December or January, you can bet your last GTA dollar that pre-orders will go live immediately. Expect the trailer
It will go live. It will go live by then because you cannot pre-order at this time because there's no concrete release date. And well, there is a concrete release date. It's just that there has to be marketing for that release date. So it makes sense.
to end with a big shiny pre-order now card and links straight to Rockstar's site, PlayStation Store and Xbox Store. And Rockstar isn't just going to give us one version. Nah, they know how to milk this. We'll see at least 3 editions. Standard edition at around 70, Deluxe edition pushing up to 90, Premium edition that might go for $110 or more. And just like with GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, there could even be a collector's edition with maps, art books, physical goodies, maybe exclusive.
I think the collectors would definitely be looking forward to the premium editions and beyond because there are collectibles. There are physical collections that they can actually go for. So yeah.
In-game vehicles or clothes. The wild rumor. Deluxe and premium players might get early access to GTA Online. Imagine paying extra just to brag that you're in GTA 6 online before everyone else. Rockstar did this before, and you just know people will throw their wallets at it again. Gameplay
That's how stupid people are when it comes to these types of new things, bro.
reveal. Is it finally time? This is where things get spicy. Historically, Rockstar waits until the 3rd trailer to really show gameplay. GTA 5 and RDR2 both followed that formula. If they stick to tradition, we'll probably get a full gameplay showcase around March 20.
And if they screw up GTA 6, if they absolutely screw up GTA 6, shit, though, it is not good.
26, about 2 months before release. But here's the twist, what if Trailer 3 itself is the gameplay reveal? Imagine 4 to 5 minutes of pure gameplay, narrated with details about driving, combat, heist, physics, and customization. That would absolutely destroy the internet. And let's talk about tone. Trailer 1 was all about Vice City energy, fast cuts, bright colors, neon vibes. Trailer 2 slowed down, gave us character depth with Lucia and Jason's story. Trailer 3, this is where Rockstar shifts gears. Expect raw chaos, mission snippets, explosions, police chases, nightclub scenes, and maybe even hints at heist. What fans want to see in Trailer 3, let's be real. Fans are dying to see customization.
Wait a minute.
We want clothes, tattoos, hairstyles,
Yeah, that's definitely Watch Dogs. That's not.
apartments, all of it. GTA 6,
That's definitely Watch Dogs.
we want interiors, immersion, and freedom. Another big one is performance. Rumors claim GTA 6 runs at 60s on PS5 Pro, but some experts are skeptical. More likely,
Wait a minute. Miami Beach.
mode.
That's modded.
Maybe even a balanced mode. Rockstar will probably lean on upscaling tech to make sure the game looks insane without frying your console. And of course, we can't forget about the
Oh, by the way, if you guys don't know, GTA 6 will release first on consoles. On consoles before PC. So it will be a couple of months out before the PC version comes out. It makes sense because they want to go for PC exclusivity to maximize their sales first. That makes sense.
soundtrack. Rockstar's radio stations are legendary. Ward is there bringing in names like Drake, DJ Khaled, maybe even Dr. Dro again. The sad news is that Laszlo Jones, the iconic radio host, isn't coming back. That's a loss, but it also opens the
Wait, that's... Hold on. The movement there is not Watch Dogs. It's actually...
door for Rockstar to reinvent their radio stations.
It's actually GTA 5? It's modded GTA 5. Okay, got it.
The official
It's modded GTA 5. Oh my god. I don't like how this video is showing gameplay when it's actually Watch Dogs and GTA 5 modded. Seriously, bro.
It's set for May 26, 2026. Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick has been hyping it up, saying his confidence is very, very high that there won't be another delay. But let's be real, this is the same guy who swore was coming in 2025 before Rockstar quietly pushed it back. Still, Rockstar's history shows that once they announce a date this close to launch, they usually hit it. Unless they decide to reinvent the wheel again, May 2026 feels like a safe bet. So here's the bottom line, GTA 6 Trailer 3 is going to be Rockstar's final cinematic punch before they go all in on gameplay. Whether it lands in December, January, or some random afternoon, it's going to break the internet. Pre-orders will launch. Special editions will drain our wallets.
Oh,
Hit
ouch.
levels we haven't seen in gaming in over a decade. And while all of us are losing sleep waiting for this trailer, some lucky students in Tennessee will actually be studying GTA as history. That's how far this franchise has come.
Okay, I am very weirded out by this. Why is GTA 6 going to be a part of college history? I'm sorry, what? No freaking way. They were right. Oh my god, what? Nah, nah, this is unreal. University of Tennessee will introduce what is believed to be the world's first college history course based on the Grand Theft Auto video game franchise, according to reporting by IGN. Course was created by history professor Torrey Olson, who previously designed a class on American history using Red Dead Redemption. That course was later accompanied by his book, Red Dead's History, narrated in audiobook form by Roger Clark, the actor who played Arthur Morgan. Bro, this is insane. Bro, are you serious? Find a better use of your time, guys? I'm sure the franchises have good money for this, but what the hell? Find better uses of your time?
From a controversial game parents hated to a cultural milestone worthy of
Insane!
I want to hear from you. What's the one thing you're dying to see in trailer 3? Is it gameplay? Is it customization? Is it the soundtrack? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I'll be reading every single one. And hey, while you're here, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and check out my other GTA 6 breakdowns. You won't want to miss.
It is so insane! It is absolutely insane that a part of the learning curriculum would include the Grand Theft Auto franchise. It already included, but shit, Grand Theft Auto is all about crime and... Dude, how exactly would they be able to control the kind of content and the context that the students will be asking? Because holy shit, dude. I consider this as premature, but at the same time untested. This is very dangerous waters that they're walking into here. The very dangerous waters that the education sector is walking into here. We're looking at another video called GTA 6 and Witcher 4 Prove the Console Wars Are Over, base PS5 1. Let's just be real about this, okay? The console wars will only be over if there is a coordination between brands. The coordination between brands. And that it proves that even with exclusivity deals and shits like this, it would still prove that competition is a healthy thing. So no wars would actually change that. And considering that GTA 6 and Witcher 4 would no longer be on separate platforms entirely, it just proves that, well, we're getting to a point in which there is no bad blood between the brands. If this is what this video is saying by IGN, and I'm not always a fan of IGN because of their monopoly when it comes to gaming journalism, fine, we're getting somewhere with this then.
Captured on PS5? Captured on PS5? Captured on PS5? Nah, I don't believe it. The PS5 is rubbish compared to my uncle's Pentium 12 PC that's not even out yet because he works for the NSA.
Oh my god, hold on, what?
12 PC that's not even out yet because he works for the NSA.
Oh my god. Delta runs worse on PS5 Pro, fix incoming. Oh my god.
Meanwhile, in the real world, there's a lot of good reasons why the makers of an upcoming game may want to reassure you that their product works on a good piece of hardware you probably have, rather than showing it at its best on a better piece of hardware that you statistically probably don't. Obviously, it's all about the lowest common denominator. No disrespect to the PS5 Pro, but significantly more people own a standard PS5 and are unlikely to bother upgrading until PS6 shows up because the economy's in the toilet.
Exactly. It is better that you actually optimize your wallet and how you actually spend. So basically, it is actually better that way. You optimize on and how your wallet is being friendly to you instead of spending too much. Makes sense, right?
And with the best will in the world, a few extra blades of grass in Horizon Forbidden West is scarcely worth the upgrade to most people. Despite that, it does seem to fly in the face of common wisdom to not showcase games in their best possible state. Microsoft aren't making Xbox trailers on the Series S, are they? Granted, they're not making anything at the moment apart from people redundant. But if you wanted the most pristine, the most detailed, the most impressive PlayStation footage available, you'd capture from a PS5 Pro. Clearly.
Exactly. Either from a pro or a development kit, whichever works best, right? For gameplay reveals.
There are other, more nuanced concerns at play. One of the maddest examples is the recent Unreal Engine showcase featuring The Witcher 4, which was purportedly running on a standard PS5 and at 60 FPS, despite featuring a sweet...
It's not running on a Pro? That's a plus for the base PS5 then.
...of advanced next-gen lighting and visual effects. Seems far too good to be true.
Oh, shit.
We did a big deep dive interview on this, and well, this is that demo running on PS5.
60 FPS on a base console is totally achievable with all the features that we have.
This is a major departure for CD Projekt Red, who've always tended to showcase their new games running in Vision on PC. And although they've gone on to clarify that running a vertical slice like this is it with an entire game, it's still impressive and pretty reassuring for those of us still rocking the older hardware that we might be able to play future games for years to come without going bankrupt. Remember when gameplay trailers were captured on absolute nonsense spec NASA grade PCs that no mortals could actually afford? On the old VG247 YouTube channel, we still get regular comments on the infamous Watch Dogs E3 2012 gameplay demo that turned out rather infamously to be a 10-minute bullshot. The game didn't look like this. Certainly.
Yeah, exactly. That's why there is a need for there to be a matching quality between dev kit gameplay reveal runs and pro type gameplay reveal runs. That there has to be a matching of some sort between what is seen at the gameplay reveal video to what is being shown on console when the game comes out. There has to be matching quality. But no, that's not what people are getting on some games, on some modern games. Yeah, especially like Watch Dogs 2. Which is why people doubt when it comes to the quality of what comes out on console.
Not on the hairdryers people were playing games on back in 2012. The sheer gulf in visual fidelity between this vertical slice and what people actually ended up playing rightly annoyed a lot of people, and I think it represented the start of a massive shift in what consumers were willing to put up with from games marketing. Ubisoft would go on to take a lot of flack for the state of Assassin's Creed Unity just a couple of years later, a game which promised...
Yeah, stuttering is captured.
...arrival of...
Oh my god, it is bad. Probably because they haven't it hasn't been recorded on SSD or something. I'm not sure, but
barely run.
Oh my god! Or maybe it's a problem with the graphics itself. Oh my god! Yeah. Oh boy.
Designed for. Okay, barely run is a bit of an exaggeration. It suffered from a few frame drops and the odd bug, but it was fine. I enjoyed it, and so did millions of others. What I'm doing here is copying to the fact that the media's propensity for sensationalism has a big part to play in stoking these fires too, and we are aware of it. But unfortunately, we're trying to please the whims of unknowable algorithms as much as we're trying to serve your needs as consumers, which leads to people like me saying things like Assassin's Creed Unity could barely run on PS4, even though that's bollocks. I reviewed it on PS4 and gave it an enthusiastic 8 out of 10. I got a death threat for that. It wasn't just
What? Whoa.
It could barely run on PS4, even though that's... I reviewed it on PS4 and gave it an enthusiastic 8 out of 10. I got a death threat for that.
Guys, their reviews are not supposed to match your preferences. Don't send death threats to reviewers like this. Are you fucking serious, bro? Their experiences are completely different from yours. Even if you haven't played the game, or even if you did play the game in full, and even if they played the game in full or not, oh my god. Be annoyed, yes, but do not do that. Oh my god.
It wasn't just Ubisoft.
Be a gamer, but also be considerate. Be considerate of their time, bro.
Taking pelters for that sort of thing either. All the way back in 2005, a pre-rendered trailer for Killzone 2 purported to show first-person gameplay, but
Killzone and Killzone 2 are okay when I actually played them, okay?
Definitely didn't. It's actually wild looking at this now that anyone thought it was real gameplay, but it speaks to the fact that consumers, gamers, are a lot more savvy about these things than they were back then. And not only that, we're far more concerned about our rights as consumers after decades of being about by every publisher you can think of in...
Yeah, this actually makes sense to me. That you would actually just have to preserve gameplay as is without it being shut down by publishers. This makes sense to me. I don't understand why the likes of Thor Hall himself, Mr. Pirate Software, I don't understand why the likes of him would rather not maintain these. These are IPs that would still receive a lot of replayability ratings, even if they're not that much contained anymore. Maintained anymore through online servers or patches, unless they've got the absolute audacity to absolutely ruin the game by a single patch. Maybe that's just how so badly how the publishers want to really just get a leg up over consumers. With that, with the publishers saying, "We own you. You don't get to keep your games the way you want it, even if we have to ruin the game and make it to a point in which it's no longer recognizable by you people, just because you want to keep us have us maintain the games that are shit." Look, let's just be real about this. Publishers, people don't like to see games die. And as much as you would like to actually remove a game from its existence, from its usual post, from where it's usually bought from, you're giving us more of an excuse to actually pirate the old games that you want to actually remove. So let me just be very clear about this. We don't want to resort to piracy if you don't want to maintain them. So you also don't like your games to be pirated, but what choice do consumers have? What other choice do consumers have besides making legislation like this to actually force games that you're removing to be maintained instead? We're doing shit illegally, but we're also doing shit legally. And the Stop Killing Games movement is the actual front line to that. Yes, it is.
Way they can think of. As much flack as gamers often get from people like me for being misinformed, entitled, angry weirdos, the majority of actual gamers, not the casuals or the outraged tourists, but the kind of people who know when Steam sales are on or when Summer Games Fest is happening, right? The majority of those enthusiast consumers are pretty clued up. I often think that the stories of No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk 2077, both games have been on a long road to redemption, utterly to live up to their marketing hype.
Hello Games had redeemed themselves so much. They got too much media attention that they failed to develop their game fully. So they went radio silent on the media, and then they actually delivered on what is actually needed on No Man's Sky. That is in itself a success story. That became a success story because they redeemed themselves because they got too much attention to themselves. Cyberpunk 2077 also did the same thing. Too much hype on them, they actually went radio silent, and then they got praised again.
Launch show that consensus can shift, that gamers do change their perceptions based on new information, that through hard work, investment, humility, and honesty, studios and well-known personalities in game development can go from pariah to darling. People were calling Sean Murray the heir to Peter Molyneux. That's a career killer for someone in his position, but he's managed to shake it off. And now, No Man's Sky is beloved. Personally, I think
exactly
7 massive updates they've done for it are just polishing a turd, but this isn't about me. The point is this: the enthusiast gaming audience is sophisticated. Stop laughing, I'm being serious. They're sophisticated, media literate, and a lot more savvy than the reputation they get from a very loud minority. And
sure.
They're not impressed by pre-rendered teasers because they know it has nothing to do with the end product. And if you're going to tell them that it's in-engine footage, real-time capture, genuine gameplay, running on console, no nonsense, you better not be lying about it because there's a lot of pixel counters out there who will catch you out. And I'm not
exactly. There are enthusiasts that can tell which footage is real gameplay and which footage is only captured by a video, and then the quality is going to be completely different from the gameplay reveal. There's already a lot of software that can break things down pixel by pixel. So yeah, do not lie about where you capture the footage from. Do not lie about that.
I'm not talking about Digital Foundry, I'm talking about random guys on Reddit who've just got nothing better to do. And I think most publishers know this and would rather avoid the hassle of a scandal. Most people who work for big companies aren't rabid C-suite sociopaths in three-piece suits. They're just normal people who frankly don't want the ag. And that's not to say that marketing isn't full of absolute horse, because it is. When a game trailer tells you it's made from in-engine footage, for example, that could mean absolutely anything. It does not have to correspond whatsoever.
Impending footage and engine footage, in-engine footage. That's a good one.
To the finished product.
Unending sausage. Okay. All right, fine. I'll give you props for that. Fine.
Please. It could be running in-engine at 1 frame a second and sped up in post. I mean, live-action Star Wars is made in Unreal Engine nowadays. It doesn't mean anything, as a disclaimer. But when a publisher tells you this was captured on PS5, that's a much more meaningful statement. As I've said, if they wanted to show you the game running at its best, they would surely capture on PS5 Pro. Some games are doing. Look at Silent Hill F. Or they would capture on one of those aforementioned PCs they got from Area 51. That's the sort of thing that used to happen. Hell, it still does happen. I used to make game trailers for a living, and I can tell you that even as recently as like 3 years ago when I was last doing it, it was still very common to produce multi-platform trailers from the absolute best capture possible, usually on PC, and just render out a bunch of versions with different mnemonics, different control prompts, etc. I've literally had to sit there and paste Nintendo Switch button prompts over PlayStation-derived footage.
Exactly.
It's not even nefarious. It's just usually unfeasible to make bespoke trailers for specific platforms. But in that situation, you're hardly going to pick the worst looking version of the thing, right? Usually Nintendo Switch. There's definitely been a shift in attitude recently when it comes to how games are showcased and how that serves and ever more
Basically, inputs, it is actually more genuine to see the inputs in game, not pasted over on editor. I like that he's being honest with this. I'll give him a lot. I'll give him marks for that. It's good.
savvy audience. Sensational marketing is and will always be here to stay, of course, but the upshot of all this is that if you've got a PS5, you're probably set for a long time. You're not going to need to fork out for new hardware just to keep up with new releases for a long time yet. And if you consider the fact that generational upgrades are beginning to show real diminishing returns now because there's only so much detail you can resolve in 4K, because there's only so much time and money studios can spend on graphics, and no, I don't think AI is going to make up the difference in ways that anyone actually likes, because photorealism is a choice and not always the right one, because Moore's Law is dead.
Oh my god.
Ceiling imaginable. We're never going to see the kinds of generational leaps we had years ago, like PS1 to PS2 or even PS3 to PS4.
Yes.
I'm okay with that, because as long as I've been alive, gaming is at its worst when people treat it like a tech product. Whether that's suits or punters, we're all guilty of it. And it's at its best when people treat it like a creative art.
I would rather try to make sure that the game is treated entirely creatively. Okay? I would like to very much entirely just treat it entirely creatively. Unless there are shortcuts. Unless there are actual shortcuts that are either subtle or blatant. I don't like shortcuts when it comes to the creation game. And I don't like cheap tricks when it comes to gameplay. Please, give us something genuine, basically.
Is, of course, a bit of both, but I don't need to tell you which side of that equation should work in service of the other. And I also don't need to tell you that the balance has always been wrong. So, does captured on PS5 mean we're in for a long generation? No, and we know that plans are afoot for PS6 anyway, but I suspect we're in for a much longer cross-gen period than we're used to, as the global consumer economy remains firmly in the toilet. By design, frankly, but that's a whole other video. By the time we get to PlayStation 7, it'll be moot, because you'll either be jacking Roblox directly into your spinal cord,
Oh my god.
glass in an irradiated wasteland, and I can't decide which one of those I prefer, honestly.
You're a gamer.
Playing Roblox. What was I saying anyway? Oh, yeah, don't worry about upgrading for GTA 6. You won't have to, honestly.
Let me just be real about this. I'm glad he was actually being honest about how he actually splices up gameplay to actually have different inputs for different consoles. I'm glad he's being honest about this, because we want to see the realness of gaming, the way it's presented, and the way it will actually be delivered to us. We all have that longing, and I'm glad that he's actually been honest about it. I'm glad that he's been honest about it, and I'm glad that it's come to a point in which we should not have falsehoods be an absolute standard as to what a product is. It should not change our perspective. It should never change our perspective as to how a game should run. But then again, there's always the cinematic effect. There's always the cinematic effect to actually save up on costs, right? But still, it makes sense that we see what's in the actual product instead of seeing something that's edited. That's what makes sense to me.